Eternal Coliseum is going to be your new PvP map coming in today. Conquest map as well, and you got 3 capture points. There's going to be the midpoint, as you can see as well on your screen, normal way to capture the points, nothing special or different, but we have the midpoint here, which is going to be called Field, which is the larger area of contention, of course. And in the top right hand corner, we're going to have the red team's close point, and that is going to be called Dragon. You can see it is the red team's point, or close point. It is surrounded by red flags. Similarly, the blue team's point, Lion, surrounded by blue flags. There are 2 main mechanics on this map other than the conquest mode. There are 2 buffs. Now these spawn at 3 minutes into the game and continue doing so. So at 12 minutes, 9 minutes, 6 minutes, so on until the game is over. One is an offensive buff, one is defensive. The offensive buff is called Sword of Reaping. That gives your entire team plus 20% damage, and that is condition and physical based. Also, it gives the carrier, or the person who channeled the buff, an ability where they don't have to activate it. When they get someone in the down state, they get automatically finished. So it's almost like you don't have to go in for the finish yourself, you don't have to worry about stability and stuff like that. But of course there is a slight time delay where the opposite team can still rally their ally, but they have to be bloody quick. But the thing is, you are free to do what you want. It's almost like having a function gyro for a player who isn't a scrapper, and if you're a scrapper, then you've got an extra ton of stuff right there as well. The player who has channeled the buff gets to do that once. They get to have that automatic down once. If it succeeds, then the buff doesn't run out, because they still get the damage bonus for a while. I believe it's 1 minute and 30 or so, but they will lose the obvious advantage they have, because otherwise that would be quite overpowered for that significant amount of time. This goes the same for the defensive buff as well, which is also very, very strong. The other buff is called Shield of Life. Now this gives your teammates 5,000 extra HP, that's to the team, as well as plus 100 toughness. Now it gives you the opposite of obviously what the other buff gives. So in this case, when the person who has channeled the buff is put into a down state, they actually get revived, but it's almost the same speed as the downing of the opposite buff. So there's still a chance for them to potentially, cleave the body, but they need and get you down, but it needs to be very quickly, and it needs to be on key, because otherwise you're going to be revived very, very quickly. You can see the effects on your screen and how quickly that works as well. So these buffs are going to be very powerful. If you think about things like a supportive elementalist, having the shield is very, very important, because obviously if he's backline, if he's defending his team, that's very, very good indeed. In the current meta as well, imagine a necro getting a free res back up and being powered back into the fight, in terms of getting that defensive buff as well, and you can stack those on your team while you're going through the game as well. Things like stealth are going to help you to defend against the offensive buff, because you're going to be able to actually, if you're in stealth, it can't finish you. That Reaper cannot take you out, and then you should be okay. Similar thing with the actual defensive one as well. If they're going to be revived, it still takes a moment. So if your team get in and get a powerful res, especially with a scrapper as well, then you should be okay. The point is that you don't have to dedicate a player to get the res or to get the down on your ally or enemy. So a pretty good rundown of the buffs. There's not really much else other than the fact that the map is very, there's a lot of obstacles, there's different ways that you can get around the map, there's different things you can leap onto, jump from, there's kind of interesting little routes towards places. This is going to be a very thief/mesmer orientated map. You can, I found a nice place where I can elixir, I can acid bomb onto a ledge from one of the ramps, which was quite fun to do. There's all these things you're going to be able to find out, like all the other maps, where you can make your way through the map a lot easier depending on the class you're playing. So hopefully it brings more comps. I've been Jebro. There are little other things in this map. There's a mechanic where there's towards the end of the game, time-wise, where you can get 10 stacks of kills, and there's an effect that comes out. I want to let you guys find out about these things, and also, flesh them out for yourself, because I think sometimes I just go into too much detail, and you're like not that hyped when you get into the map. So go play it. Let me know what you think. We're gonna go through this again one day, and quite soon, and just maybe look at all the different jump points, you know, the different builds you could use, and everything else that can come with this map. It's a fun map. Go out there, play it, give feedback on the forums. It's in beta now. Let's get some of these maps into rank. Let's spend some time on them, giving them feedback. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to check out the rest of the videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you very soon. Thank you very much. Enjoy the new patch.